Good morning and welcome to my Sprint 1 video. First things first, my project builds and runs exactly as the demo performance-wise. As we look into the three managers, I have a texture manager, a shader manager, and a model manager. Each of them are set up as a singleton with its own instance function, static public functions down here, and private static functions in the private section. All of my managers have a get function and a load function, at least one load function, as well as a storage map, the STL storage map, and a default path that helps with file management. In the CPP, we see a manage delete that iterates through the map and deletes the all of the shader objects or models or loaded textures before emptying the map and checking that it is indeed empty before that itself is terminated. In the texture I believe it's texture manager. Yes, here it is. Texture manager has an extra load function, again with a string key. The top one has the normal path, and the bottom one has the single pixel load. So if I go to my load resources, the first thing I want to demonstrate is that if I try to duplicate a key, if I try to load axis twice, try to assign axis twice, I get a nice error that I have a breakpoint, and over here I can see the key that gave me the issue. Where's my load resources? Here it is. At the same, over here, I can demonstrate that my single pixel load works. Over here, we have a lovely blue frigate, beautiful and lovely. And the last thing in the model manager that I want to demonstrate, I have where is it? I have a load default method in all of my managers, which is called, nope, where do I do it? It's at the very beginning here. Here they are. My three load defaults are called up there, and there are sections in all of the CPPs for me to add more defaults if I needed to add some. Here I have the pre-made models preloaded, and to access them, there are three functions, three public static functions: get unit sphere, get unit box, get unit square. And so when I use one of those presets, where do I use one? As you can see, this engine.cpp file is much cleaner now that I have implemented gets, and up here, and the loads aren't even in this file. But here, model manager get unit sphere is where I use these presets. If I want to get unit, my favorite is get unit square. That one loads up nice and easy, and I have a square. I just realized I have not talked about my engine name. My engine is the NaCl engine, the sodium chloride engine, because I will be, and I already extremely am, very salty while coding many complicated aspects of this. So, the salt engine. The last mandatory thing to demonstrate is the files and project organization. And so I have these two main folders. I have my engine folder, which has all of my engine files, which will be locked down when my engine is done, and then I have a resource file which will have all of the user's code. In my assets also, I have models all by themselves, shaders all by themselves, and textures all by themselves. I realize I haven't emptied out these assets yet. I duplicated them while testing them, just to show you that they work, or that they are indeed pulling assets from that asset folder. I have my default path to textures in the texture manager, and here it just combines them. So it is pulling the textures from the texture folder. The last thing that I got to implement from the optional section this week was the load resources, which is in Visual Studio by the user code. It is, however, a file that exists in the engine folder. So instead of being in the resources, which it clearly is not, it is somewhere in the mess. There it is, load resources. But in the load, this virtual function just allows the user to load their own stuff in this easily accessible file. I believe that is all that I have to demonstrate. Thank you, and have a pleasant morning.